Welcome back to the news at 10. Let's take a look at some of the pictures and videos sent in to our Eyewitness portal, beginning with this one from Dutse Buari Road in Abuja, the Federal Capital Territory, showing an overloaded truck. Our reporter is calling for a safer way of conveying goods without constituting hazards on the road. The next is a photo of a flooded road in Bida in Onitsha area. From Bida Road, beg your pardon, in Onitsha area of Anambra State. Our reporter says this is as a result of poor drainage and is calling on governments to intervene to forestall a recurrence. We have this last photo of what our Eyewitness reporter says is Idwani Ifira Abuja Expressway. He says the road's a state of disrepair is causing great hardship to motorists. He's pleading with the federal government to carry out repairs to stop the regular avoidable accidents on that road. Thank you for sending in those pictures, and please note that you too can be an Eyewitness reporter for Channels Television. The Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly has given the Department of State Services a 7-day ultimatum to apologize for the operation carried out at the Government House Uyo or face litigation. A Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Anikon Okung, told a news conference in Abuja that the state government would sue the DSS if it fails to apologize for its action. Honorable Okun urged President Muhammadu Buhari and the National Assembly to investigate the matter, describing it as a violation of the Constitution and an act of impunity.
The Akwa Ibom State government, as a government of Akwa Ibom State, we are going to sue the DSS, except they apologize to us within 7 days on their actions. But as a people, I think, knowing the law and the position of the law, the right of His Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, has been infringed. So we have every right to challenge, because the Governor should enjoy the same immunity that Mr. President is enjoying. We are firm in the belief that if the raid on the Hilltop Mansion was not an act of felony, persecution, and political vendetta, the DSS would have declared their mission before unleashing terror on innocent workers of Akwa Ibom State government, and or openly declare to the authorities in the state what they found and what they took away from our government house.
In other news, residents of Burning Kebbi in Kebbi State are counting their losses after a major flood that washed away their farmlands. The villagers say a heavy downpour, which lasted hours, resulted in the flood and destroyed their sources of livelihood. According to them, no government official has been to the affected areas, and they're asking the government to now come to their aid.
Nigerian Hydrological Services Agency had warned of the impending flood with the gradual release of excess water from the Lagdo Dam in neighboring Cameroon. The prediction came to pass as farmlands are being washed away in Burning Kebbi, the Kebbi State capital. The flood, which residents of the state's capital said was noticed at about 6 p.m. in the evening, turned into heavy flooding the following day. Some youths of the affected area are therefore calling on the federal government to create sustainable drainage to avert further flooding of their farms.
We need to assist our government to make a better culvert because of the risky of the water. So we need the assistance from government.
Another affected area is the Fadama Rice project in the state, which the flood has destroyed and washed away. A member of the Youth Service Corps in the state capital said residents got information of an impending flood but could have done little to avert the flooding of the farmland. He said federal government should create adequate channels across the country to avert destruction of lives and property.
Just a few days ago, earlier this week, we received the news that there will be a flood, that we should be expecting a flood. And so far, if you look behind me, you can see The flood has been increasing over the day. Since yesterday, towards the evening yesterday, we noticed that the water was rising. But this is a Fadama area where they do rice plantation. But as you can see, the green area is just very scanty now because of the water. The water has flooded virtually everywhere around and is still extending. We hope that the government will speedily come to the rescue of the people or the residents of this area, because the water has not stopped flowing. It has increasingly continued to flood the whole area, and we don't know what will happen anytime soon.
In 2012, the federal government spent over 17 billion naira to tackle floods and its effects across the country, after 360 lives were lost and property destroyed. It is hoped that the present administration will find a lasting solution to the annual flooding and its effects on lives and property.
Over in Obosi, in Anambra State, southeast Nigeria, residents are seeking government's immediate action to address the problem of erosion before it degenerates any further. The residents say they've been living with the devastating impact of erosion over the years, including loss of lives and destruction of property worth billions of naira. Our community report tonight highlights their desperate call for help, as they say their communities are at risk of being completely destroyed.
Tisala, now you're talking.
Obosi, a community in Idemili North local government area of Anambra State. This semi-urban area boasts of over 500,000 residents. On the outside, it appears a very lively town, but this becomes doubtful as one moves further into the interior. Most parts of the community have been ravaged by erosion. This gully in Amejiofo in Ire village is said to be over 80 feet deep. Both the old and the young lament what would soon engulf them if urgent control measures are not taken.
The erosion is disturbing us, destroying our things and destroying everything we have. Look at my house, look at the erosion. By a small time now, you will take my house. Where will I stay and leave my book?
If the government leave this erosion, the erosion will carry my parents' house.
This man in his 80s has for many years lived with this problem, yet he is still overwhelmed by the threat.
This erosion is too much. God forbid that I go into the gully. What I usually do whenever I cut grass is to put it into the gully to reduce its expansion.
It's same story in Amojovo community, a walking distance from Amejiofo. The houses tell the sad story of erosion that has eaten deep into the community. The residents, including a member of the House of Representatives, are appealing to government for rescue.
It has caused many homes homeless and many people homeless. Even the land all carried away, properties carried away. So we need an urgent help from anybody at all. This is not only of the government, but we need help from all people, because let's say by 2-3 years, if there's no help, I think this place will be a closed chapter.
This has been here for a very long time. A situation whereby we're advocating change, and change is now in Nigeria. How I wish state government and federal will come to our rescue. Many people has been rendered homeless. So many people has died here. In fact, the story is so pathetic. In a situation whereby we don't get assistance from government, is painful. Are you aware that this village and another village, it's almost the same village? In short, we are finished. How are we? The change we are talking about is down here in Obosi, so that we have the feeling of change.
Now, the town hall of Obosi, where you normally have 2,000 people seated, cannot contain the amount of people who live in there, who have lost their houses, who have lost their ancestral homes, who cannot go back home because erosion have taken over. That is one of the great impacts of it. The state government alone may not even be able to handle it. We're calling on intervention of the Federal Ministry of Health, because there are health hazards there. We're calling on the Federal Ministry of Urban and Town Planning. We're calling on the Federal Ministry of Environment. We're calling on these government agencies to come in and see what we can do to save this community.
The state government has assured the residents of palliative measures to be taken, while representations will continue at the federal level.
We are not sleeping about it. Even the governor himself paid a visit to some of these places. He saw for himself. We in the Ministry of Environment, we've gone around to take designs of most of these places, because some of these places are new erosion sites or erosion areas. And we are working hard to see how we can help to salvage the situation.
On countless occasions, these erosion-ravaged areas have been visited by both the state and federal governments, as well as environmentalists, who have made numerous recommendations, and international donors providing funding. The people of Obosi and several other communities under siege from erosion are waiting to see if their land will be delivered from this threat.
Now you're talking.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Super Falcons beat host Congo in the opening group games of the football events at the 2015 African Games. That's the sports news. Please stay with us.